Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
This is the 150th episode of Bengals on the Brain presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry, and we are fully into the offseason and the draft preparation. We're knocking out defensive ends. We've got a couple guys left that I want to get to when we're talking about pick 17, if they're worth it, if they're not, some guys are scary. Some guys are like, yeah, lock me in right now. We've got the combine coming up at the end of the week. So by the time you watch this and digest it, you'll know which players are to keep an eye on for that 17th pick. You know, if the Bengals want to go in direction of a defensive end, how to avoid some of the things that they fell into with Myles Murphy was a discussion for last week's episode. The last player we did was Shamar Stewart. We're kind of going to have those discussions again here. There are two players that are pretty similar. Shamar Stewart's getting all of the probably the attention because of the Senior Bowl. You know, that's probably fair because of the way he looks. But another guy that's one of the youngest in this class, we're starting to balance out the draft class a little bit. Talk about age for a second. The COVID year hit, the extra year of eligibility, the NIL money, right? All that has made guys in the drafts the last couple of years, 23, 24-year-olds, very abundant. We're starting to get back to the 20-year-olds, the super young dudes that will be drafted and still 20 years old. We got one of them today, one of the youngest defensive ends in this class. When we're watching this tape, remember that. The guy is 20 and a half years old during this tape. When, you know, the two games we're going to watch Texas and Notre Dame. His final two games at Georgia, we're talking about Mykel Williams, guy who's got a lot of things we're looking for and a lot of the traits you're looking for. Can play left end, right end, can even kick inside a little bit. Again, young dude who produced for 3 years to an extent, 4.5 to 5 sacks each year for 3 years. So nothing crazy, but he hasn't even begun to peak yet. But there are issues in his data profile. Let's hit the film first. We're watching it for the first time together. It's going to be a long one. Grab a drink, kick back, and let's find out who this guy is, Mykel Williams. Number 13 is Mykel Williams. And again, anytime, we should start with this real quick before we go too far. I know this is the second Georgia player we have watched, Jalen Walker being the other one, right? Anytime we watch a Georgia defender, and this goes back for the past few years, whether it's Nolan Smith or Travon Walker or Devontae Wyatt, and you keep going. I mean, there's been a ton of them. The production is not going to be there in traditional standards. It's the way like Alabama receivers will have the same issue. They're not going to produce a lot at a young age. There's going to be a full rotation. These guys are going to barely play about 400 snaps each. So traditional performance data is going to be skewed a little bit. It's why we use market share data, because if the entire defense is producing, we need to know that you are producing within it. And it usually bodes well a little bit for the Georgia guys. But so the film is very important. Like Nolan Smith, who didn't have a great profile and was smaller, but was an absolute wrecking ball versus the run and showed good hands, burst, and power for a guy that was smaller. That's why the film is important for Mykel Williams, because we have to dig through the data and say, okay, this may not be a clear-cut case with this guy. Let's see what it looks like on tape. So we'll go now and let it roll. Try not to stop it too many times unless there are reasons to stop it. But I wanted to set the stage of what we're watching here and why we're watching it. And we will stop and break plays down as they happen. If you're not a routine watcher, right away, we're moving Mykel Williams back to the other side, right side. I love the first play I didn't say anything about, and we're doing it again on the second play. We're reading the run first. So anytime you see these guys with a horizontal step first, whether it's going this way, maybe they're going that way and reading the run, even if they're just stepping up slightly and the eyes pop up and the posture pops up, they're reading the run first, and then they may go, oh, it's a pass, let me try and go. So if you watch him here, you may say, okay, what's he doing? He's going to read the run, play the run first. You see it right there. He locks up, locks horns. No pun intended for the Longhorns there. Long arm there, turns, long arm, locks this guy out. I love this posture, everything, this look right here. This is a way to start this play. And as he was about to break off, his eyes peeked at the quarterback, sees the quarterback's throwing the ball, and he gets up and he bats this pass. This is a very good play from Mykel Williams to start this game. And you can see his body type. His arms look long. He's got very strong, thick legs. Good, should be good for good balance. Let's see if he can use some moves and get around the corner once in a while. That would be big because it's different than Jalen Walker, right? Who did not have a pass rush plan, didn't really know how to use his hands as a pass rusher. Walker on our right here, the left defensive end side. No real plan there, First pass rush of the game, though. You got to feel these guys out. I think the right tackle for Texas is a draftable player as well. I've seen him now. I was just getting a consensus board together to use on mock draft machines, which we will try to do maybe on Friday's episode. Mykel Williams gets a hit on the quarterback here. So as soon as we switch angles here, I'll slow it down and we'll see what's going on. All right, our left, the defensive right side. Okay, it looks like he was going to loop back inside a little bit here. So let's see and make sure that's what it was. Like to try and pause it if I can to see who's getting off the ball fast. They're all pretty equal here. All right, yeah. So as the linebacker comes in, we just got a linebacker end stunt. So not exactly beating his man, but you have the athleticism to pull this off and pull it off quickly and get a hit on the quarterback, make it a little bit harder on him. That's a nice pick, too, to be able to find that ball after it bounces in the air by number 6. I don't know if it counted. I saw that flag. Must have counted because now we're back inside the 15. A lot of misdirection here from Texas on this run play. You even see Williams he looks inside, looks outside to our right this time over the right tackle. Inside, outside. Nope, it's going inside. And Georgia's all over it. Putting him inside here at defensive tackle to go against the guard. Let's watch him here as he kicks in and goes against, I think, 52 at guard here. Or is it 56? Is he still? Oh, yeah, they just slide that way. Ends up not being against the guard at all. So he gets the handoff. He lifts the hand at 56. 56 does a real good job here of regaining positioning. That's a bad angle by the safety, huh? We haven't watched safeties yet. We plan on doing it, despite recent reports that the Bengals are going to keep Geno Stone and run it back with Stone and Jordan Battle. I still think we can add a third safety to this grouping. And wouldn't be shocked if it was first, second, third round. So I don't think it takes safety off the board at all. Geno Stone is on the last year of his deal. Jordan Battle going into year 3. You kind of need to know what you've got there. And, without completely sinking and losing all value of that former third-round pick you spent on Jordan Battle, you kind of got to know what he is while also preparing yourself in case he's not able to take another step in his game. Nothing yet to really note on Mykel Williams here. I'm going to keep it going. We got a screen pass here. So we'll try to avoid those things. Those are non-evaluation plays unless he makes a play. Unless you're a creator and you go do something. Hey, it's like Gunnar Helm tried to block him at the end spot. Right here. Helm, who looks like a 3rd or 4th round pick. Actually, if I say it now, because I don't know if we'll ever even get to watching him, which I hope we get to watch tight ends. It's one of my favorite positions. Because I like to block and catch passes. You know what I'm saying? He looks like an Eric All replacement to me on the clips I've seen. And so far, we've watched a lot of Texas, but I've watched on my own as well. He looks like that would be a nice fit for them. So Mykel Williams, eyes in the backfield the whole way here. He sees the run, can still shed that guy and get into position before being picked up by 52 that's pulling across. So Helm actually might have just let him go. knowing the guard will just pick him up on the pole, and then Helm can release and go get the linebacker. We just got broken plays like crazy, and Texas just throwing bombs down the field. All right, back over the right tackle. It seems like every other play he's going either one way or the other. He's against the guard here. Similar situation we've seen with all these guys, right? We got a good angle here. We're trying to lift this arm off of our neck. A lot of just everyone crashing together on that line. Good catch, too. Is that Golden? Everyone just crashing together on that Georgia D line. You can't really tell what was supposed to happen. That's first quarter. Very uneventful for Mykel Williams. He had the one play where he batted it in the air. I did like the way he shed Gunner Helm, but I don't know if it was intentional or not. All right, our left side at left defensive end over the right tackle. Try to go with power here, and then he sees the pass, sets himself up to try and bat that ball. Completed underneath. I'm going to check now because it seems like we've had a couple opportunities for batted balls. We got to put tush push here. Direct snap to the running back. We had a couple of chances for batted balls here, so I'm going to look at Mykel Williams and just see what his batted. Yeah, he's in the 73rd percentile for batted passes at defensive end. So he does do it often. He's just switching back and forth every play. Every play is at a different spot, huh? I mean, this is good. This is a good play here. You might have got that. Yeah, he's asking for that penalty right there, isn't he? He may have gotten it. All right, he's at right defensive end here. He's going to knife inside. This is, I mean, Sam Hubbard made a living doing this. Getting his head to the inside, being lower than the tackle, and forcing your way back in. It really causes chaos. It throws off the whole play. Once these guys start knifing in like this, and the run was supposed to go here. Now the running back's got to slowly bounce it outside. If enough guys can get over top, safeties can fill, you can really turn this into a negative play for the offense. So it's a good job by Mykel Williams. He gets the hold there. I didn't actually see it as clear on the replay, but I mean, we'll take it. Keeping him at the right spot now, top of the screen. Nothing there for Williams. They're really not. We had the same issue with Smart Stewart. No, I guess he is wider this time. No, there he goes. He goes back inside. I'd love to see all these guys. That's why I love the Senior Bowl. I love to see them get out and get as wide as you can. Let's see you run this thing. Whenever you put them inside like this, it is a much difficult, much harder path to get to the quarterback. And it's just not a fair evaluation. This angle isn't bad. I thought he was a step inside a minute ago. They're basing it based on the little power in his game too there. They're doing it based on what the offense is doing. So you can see the other ends shifted with the running back. All right, flip him to the other side. Off the snap, but crazy there. Was that that ball snapped early. That center is not ready. The quarterback's not ready. The guard's looking backwards. I mean, what a play by Texas. Yikes. That quarterback was not ready for the ball. His eyes were to the left. The guard's looking to the side. Man, I thought Williams had a chance to bat this. I can't. If you watch Williams here, watch how his arms are missing. His hands are missing. I mean, this should have been an easy win. What are you ripping there? What'd you try to rip off? You didn't have a grip on him. So now he's trying to work back inside. He's just pass rushing on vibes right there. That should have been a win. You should have been ripping around that corner, man. Run goes the other way. Not much to see here. We're going to watch 2 games. Each will be about 25 minutes long. So I'll try to skip the plays where nothing happens. And he's on the right defensive end spot, our right here. He's got a tight end on his side. Reading the run, flowing with the play, gets a pulling guard. Now let's see if you can walk him back. Yeah, he did. He got underneath him. That whole play was blown up, not by Williams. The whole defense was doing its thing. Georgia defense, usually pretty sound, pretty strong, pretty fast. You're not really, oh, that should have been picked. You're not really affecting the tackle here, Mykel Williams, with your hesitation inside step. He's got to believe that you're going to beat him inside before this can work. And then you have to have the athleticism to actually get back out. So let's watch him. He's going to fake inside. Tackle doesn't even flinch. If anything, it just gives them a second. They headbutt. He locks his hands underneath. We're both locked. We're both just going to try and outlength each other. And Mykel Williams is going to go for the batted ball. So we haven't had too many chances of him really trying to rush upfield and win around the corner. And they say he has 2 sacks in this game, so we're waiting for him. 6 pressures, 2 sacks are supposed to come in this game, and we're halfway through the second quarter here. He's lined up inside. See, and I would like to be able to do stuff. Like the Bengals can't do this with Trey Hendrickson. They will once in a while, but like Hendrickson is always out here, right? When you can kick these guys in, it's nice. And the Bengals would do this with Sam Hubbard a lot. Williams looks small there inside. On the edge, I thought he looked see, it's good leverage, man. Good leverage, good vision. I like it. Watch him in there. Lock it out. He's got the hands to the face, so maybe not so good. Hand placement again might be an issue. As the case with a lot of these young dudes, he's listed at 6'5", 265, by the way. We'll see what he is actually at the combine. Again, he's inside the tackle. You don't get too much of a chance to pass rush from that spot. He's in at D tackle here. Just diving inside. Not really attempting to win one-on-one. So he's in the middle here, and he's just going to dive in this way, I think, to bring in a blitz maybe. Is that why he just went in like that? That would make sense from a defensive schematic standpoint. Let's see. A lot of guys lined up over there too. Yeah, it's to get number 5, a free rush. So while we're killing Mykel there, saying like, he really didn't look like he was trying to rush. It's because he wasn't. He's trying to tie up that center guard if he can and allow number 5 to come behind him. All right, 2 minutes in the second quarter. Time to rush. Time to actually rush. Nothing. Loops inside. Quarterback breaks free. He's at the D tackle spot again here. If you like that, if you like being able to move these guys all around, and I do. I also would like to give me a game where he just lines up wide and rushes. Where are those games at? Okay, so we've got a situation here where he kind of wins. It might be considered a pressure. Flailing his arms, though. I'd love to see Williams here, 13, my favorite number. So I'm a little biased here, and I want him to succeed. Those arms. Okay, so now we're going to, yeah, we're just, okay, so the arm over isn't bad. That I can't see the other side to see if he knocks down that other arm, but from the side angle, it just looked like he was ripping wildly, but I guess that may not have been the case. All right, 3rd and 22. If you're not ripping off the edge and pass rushing now, I'm afraid we never will. Oh, because it's a run play. College football. They do it in the NFL too. I know. I just thought we had a chance. All right, Williams on the right defensive end side. Brady Rod taking on the polling lineman. Does a good job affecting him. but he gets held. I would say that's a complete hold. All right, third quarter, 10 minutes now. Move him to the other side. He's stand up. So we've seen him stand up, 2-point stance, 3-point stance. He's even put 4-point stance, both hands down. Late win over the tackle as the ball is getting released. It gets picked up, looked like, by the guard and gets thrown to the ground. So on our left side here, is he reading run again? And then is he going for the batted ball? So hard to judge these guys sometimes when they're reading run so often. Danielle Hunter was like that. Very good player, right? Goes in the third round. Freak athlete size. Absolutely chiseled. He's the Shamar Stewart this year, right? Goes in the third round because they're reading run basically every single play. They almost never let him rush the passer at LSU. So you didn't get a chance. And that's what he's doing here, right? He's just flowing with the play. Now let me try to beat this guy inside because I'm sure now we've gotten to this point where you're not handing that ball off anymore. He swims inside. He gets held and then tries to bat that ball. He gets held. Come on, ref. Again, easily discards Gunnar Helm. Left side, our left side. He's got Gunnar Helm right there at tight end. Locks him out, peeks in the backfield, throws down the tight end, and throws him down. Discards him. Let's not oversell it. All right, flip him to the other side this time. Going against the guard. A good job here to get this run stuff. There we go, Mykel Williams. It's probably the third or fourth good play, depending on how you want to classify some of these. On the right side here, he's going to loop inside just a little bit, take on this guard head on. And man, you can see the guard bend back, right? You see his eyes almost going to this guy, to the dome. And then he gets dumped. But what he did is, by being able to get some penetration and get under that guard, this running back no longer thinks he can make it to the outside. And so it slows him down and he sits right here and then he tries to break it out. So by getting that penetration upfield, slows him down just enough for Jalen Walker to make the play and clean it up. And 3rd and 15 situation, no draw runs here. All right, let's actually try to throw the ball. Come on, Mykel. Come on. We're just holding the pocket again, I guess. Left side here. Looks like he's going to kick in a little bit. We bring Walker down. Yeah, so he's going to D-tackle. But he still ends up on the offensive tackle. Just power rushing for the other guys to get home. 2 sacks in this game, huh? Let's see him. There we go. Inside swim. Man, good timing throw. Is that yours? To Golden. Just as he's breaking on the dagger. All right, Mykel Williams, right side. Let's see him try to win back inside. What does he try initially? To go outside? No, he's trying to lift the hand. Does a good job of replacing it, the left tackle for Texas. And then he does the inside swim, ends up bumping into his defensive tackle. This is a good throw. Watch how the pocket gets, like, this is clean right here, right? But I've got to throw it through this window, drop my arm angle before I'm getting hit. Bang. Not that we're watching backup quarterbacks, but we like football. Screen, get on it. Good job by Mykel Williams, not going too far upfield. He's on the left side now. How quickly does he recognize screen? Right there. All right, I'm not too far upfield. I can plant, turn, run. From here, what this does is when you're hustling, right, and you're coming down from the backside, I can't cut back like I want to, right? Because if this receiver could cut back, bang, we're picking this guy up, we're picking that guy up, we got a lane, I'm going to run right through you guys. But I can't because Mykel Williams is doing his job and coming from the backside and pursuing and staying with it. And 17 just comes up and cleans it up. Nice tackle. All right, Williams all the way wide this time on the left side. One-on-one with this tackle. Oh, man. He gave him everything he can handle. I want to see this rush for sure. The running back comes in and stones him a little bit, ends this thing, but it looked like an initial good rush. He's man. The way he was leaning, I thought he was going to get off really fast on the snap. Turns out he did not. No one really did. But again, we're going to hesitation step. Got the hand on the left shoulder of the offensive tackle. Tried to do it outside swipe. Doesn't really hit anything, but you could tell the athleticism there to get around that corner before the running back picks him up. And Ewers chucks it out of bounds. 3rd and 10. Come on, let's get a chance to pass rush here. From inside again at D tackle. And man, I don't know what was Georgia not ready for this. Oh, this is so nice. This is such a nice play. It looked like they were going to run a screen and he was going to block right here. A little RPO action, but he faked it and then bounced inside 0. Man, this is a good play. And he's gone. Good job by 0. I don't think there's anything to see here from Mykel Williams. No, he's just locking it up and trying to read the run. All right, is that back at right end? Still waiting on these sacks. PFF charted him for 2 sacks. I mean, we got good penetration versus the run here again. Let's see. Our left, over the left tackle. Yeah, nice inside again. You can see 74 can't get any ground. Really squeezing that hole to allow the other edge defender, number 32, there to make the open field stop in the backfield. All right, looks like you're rushing there in that stance. We got to read the run again because we're play action. We've got a sack. Here we go. There's the first one. Mykel Williams reading run first, discarding his blocker, closing on the quarterback. We got one right here, number 13. Let's see how he wins with this. Like I said, he's got to read run first because of the action, right? We've got play action. We're pulling guards. He's got to be sure of what's happening. Takes on, and that might be the center, no, or the right guard, whoever it is. Bounces off the 1, swims inside of the tight end, number 81, and closes on the quarterback as there's chaos in the backfield. I don't know where 32 comes from. He comes from the other side here. He gets right inside too. That's really what pushes him up, but Mykel Williams does a good job cleaning it up and finishing the play. You could see that being opposite of Trey Hendrickson, right? Where Hendrickson would flush that quarterback so many times. You need the other guy. That's why Hubbard collected so many sacks. Hubbard was a nice piece opposite of Hendrickson. Had they had a penetrating D tackle, their defense would have, I'm thinking in the last 4 years, would have been able to really push their pass rush into another level. But having a guy that can clean that up and win inside and win with power inside is nice. And Mykel Williams gets another one here for the pressure, hit on the quarterback, and interception by Georgia. Number 6 again making a play. Left side, Mykel Williams. Going wide. This is what I want to see. I want to see more of this. How many times can he win out here, or can he go and bounce it back inside? All right, let's roll it now. Yes. Nice clean win inside. Now, do you have the power? If you're going inside, what's going to happen, right? You got to contend with the guard a lot of time, don't you? You don't have an easy path to the quarterback when you go to the inside. Not that you do to the outside, but you typically only got to face one guy. Going inside, you got to have that power to fight through that guard too, especially in this situation where there's no one else really keeping that guard at bay. And he gets the hit on the quarterback. You can't see it there. Did you see it on the wide angle, the side angle? So again, that's twice now he's been breathing down the quarterback's neck when the QB threw an interception to number 6 to start the game, and then right there. We got a screen pass here, but I like the hesitation inside and then back outside. You almost don't see that too often here. Let's see what that was from this angle. Williams on the left side here. Okay, because he was reading. He saw the screen and then just figured, oh, I can go now. And maybe I can win around the outside. So that wasn't a design move. It was him just reacting. Playing football. We got a tackle here for Williams at and around the line of scrimmage. Left side again. He's at right defensive end. This is Hendrickson's side. He's in a 2-point stance. Again, he locks these. He's been locking out 74 pretty well, but he's done it in a few other positions too. He's looks like he's very aware versus the run. He's got to be careful with that hands to the face. It's a little high, but even with that, he's doing a good job. Sees the runs going inside. Now he's swimming back inside. Got to get off this guy, which he does, and meets that running back. A lot of force there. This is the deep run defense I was promised from Shamar Stewart, I think, so far through one game. Mykel Williams is showing very well versus the run. All right, we'll keep it going. We got a flag on the play. Oh, did he try the fake spin? If he was trying the fake spin, I love it. But let's see. He's on our right side now at left defensive end. This is Hubbard's spot. He's a little wider than the tackle, so he should get a chance to rush here. I think he was going for the fake spin. He just messed himself up with it. So the fake spin, see if I can get the right time. When you punch, yeah, okay, so he is. So when you try to knock down this outside arm here on the spin, actually it would be the other one, wouldn't it? You'd be trying to knock down the other arm so that you can spin inside, and he can't lift it up to regain. You almost never see it though. But what this does is when you show the spin so deliberately, and it's only been pulled off a few times. I remember DeMarcus Ware was the first one I ever seen do it in like 2015, and I was like, oh my, have you ever seen that before? But it gets the tackle to maybe to land this foot here. If you see this foot's off the ground, if you can get that next foot to land in here because he thinks you're going inside, well, then his weight is going to be shifted that way. And if you can stop your turn, you got a free path to the outside. Not easy to pull off, but I love seeing that Mykel Williams was going for this. I'll go full speed now to see how it goes. Yeah, he just trips, huh? I love that he was trying it, though. I'll be honest with you. You don't see guys try that. It's tough. It's an advanced move to try and pull off. We got a tight game here, 16-13. Tries to go inside, passes batted by number 3. Mykel on the right here. Let's see. What does he do here? Does he win with his hands? We got a blitz coming. Oh, he's just diving inside. Just being a cog in the defense. 3-point lead, minute 48. He's at defensive tackle here. And let him rush. These are quick balls, though. Quick passes. Nothing going on here. Clock's ticking. Georgia's just hitting these slants, huh? See if Williams here. Can he knock this arm down, right? You see going with the hammer right on that outside arm. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back and watch it again. Bang. No. He's just trying to. He's very cognizant of when the ball's coming out, huh? He's trying to get in front and bat some passes down. There's value in it, though. I love batted passes. I mean, you're basically killing a play. All right, run goes the other way here. I'll skip past that. Go to the next one as Texas is driving. That must be sack number 2 then. Okay. Well, I was hoping for a higher quality sack here. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. He's directly over the tackle. on the left side, our left. Again, reading the screen, you see the way he's reacting, right? He's bouncing out towards the sideline, realizes, no, this is going to be a pass, resets. Quarterback's got two people in his face. He just swims back inside. The tackle does not know where the quarterback is at that point. Tackle gets rolled up on too pretty badly there. I wouldn't say it's a high quality sack for Mykel Williams. Just being a cog, big. That's your reward for being who you have been against the run so far. Do they call this a fumble? Because Mykel Williams may have ended the game here. Playing your part, right? Left side, out wide. He's going to see the screen. How quickly does he react to it? Right away. As soon as that tackle goes to chop him and then release the second level, Mykel's getting his eyes on the quarterback, getting his eyes on the ball. He turns, flows with the play, bang, hits the receiver. I don't think that's a completed pass. Just based off that quick, that looked like he didn't knock it out. That guy was dropping it already. So they do kick the field goal, 16-16, tie game now. Overtime. Williams against the run, trying to lock his guy out. The run still goes to the right of his gap. He's on our right side here. Kicks inside. I mean, he's a tough guy to move in the run game. No doubt about it. Plays with good length, strength, vision. Flip him to the other side. Stand up this time. Get in that quarterback's face. Can you make this a harder throw? You do. Good. There's a pressure there. Again, this is just being a intelligent player. What is the offense doing? All this misdirection. Then a bootleg. Get in the quarterback's face. Let's not make this an easy throw. All that right there, right? The tight end, the fullback or whoever that was, maybe another running back there coming across. Okay, now I'm the unblocked defender. I got to get in the quarterback's face, get my hands up. He's been putting his hands up all game to try and disrupt or bat a pass. Good for that situation. 3rd and 5 now. We need a win. Finish this one. They're going for the slants all day and they complete it. Nice ball placement. Just throws it into his hip pocket. All right, we got to start defending the run again now. They're inside the 15. No. Back corner, ball tipped. Williams defending the run here. And then he goes, okay, now it's time for me to pass rush. And can't get off of his guy. Can't get off the guy blocking him. So let's see. That left guard these guards look monstrous. Do they not? Like, I'm looking at this guy compared to this guy. I'm like, oh, geez, that guard's huge. And I look to the other side. I'm like, oh, that man is mammoth. So he's going against the tackle here. Going to try and throw the guy off that way. Hands don't land either time. Ball at the back of the end zone. Does that get us to 3rd down then? 2nd down. We got a fade. Fade to nobody. Quick throw. Nothing really to see out of Williams. He's on the right side here if you're looking for him. Nothing to see. 3rd down. Holding to a field goal. Georgia can get off the field here. Try and win this game. Man, good tackle in the open field. So they're just trying to make this an easier field goal, huh? Nothing for Mykel Williams to finish this game. This is a solid game. I would say 5 or so good plays that I think are worth clipping and keeping for him. Okay, jumping right into Notre Dame versus Georgia, the All-State Sugar Bowl, as Mykel Williams doesn't get a great grade from this game from PFF. The Texas game was one of his better games. So depending on how you feel about that. Here he is here. And on the first play, he's going to get in the quarterback's passing lane, right? Bang. Quarterback catches it and tries to make something happen and then throws it. Can you do that twice? You cannot do that twice. You can't throw a forward pass and another forward pass. Riley Leonard. As this tape goes, though, because apparently this is an uneventful game for Mykel Williams, despite I think he has 2 defensive stops, 2 pressures in this game, so we'll have a few. But in the second game or the last game I typically go over their data profile while the game rolls. We're going to stop it a little bit less often, right? This one is 17 minutes long, so we're going to let it roll a little bit as he's inside a little bit on the inside of the D tackle, allowing the end to rush inside. He gets a hit on the quarterback. If there's a play like this, we will stop it. We will watch it. Mykel Williams, left side here, if you didn't notice, and kind of at defensive tackle, more like 5 tech range, right? Maybe even 4, but he wins around the outside here. Both guys meet at the quarterback, get a hand on the quarterback. That's Jalen Walker on the other side. We watched that one previously. But I'm going to pull up the draft data we keep on Mykel Williams to give you an idea of where he stacks up against a lot of these guys. Right now on the consensus board, Bengals pick 17th. Mykel Williams is 17th currently before we hit the combine. I don't know if you saw this play over here too. Locking these guys out again, right? If he does something well through the other games and clips I've seen, is he locks these guys out on the end very, very well. And he is fighting against the run. He doesn't quit. They're in each other's faces. I like the intensity that he plays with. So Mykel Williams is 17th, right? And listed at 6'5", 265. His market share adjusted production, because he's so young, like I said, his production isn't crazy. 4.5 sacks, 4.5 sacks, 5 sacks. But because he does it at such a young age, you see him get dumped to the ground here a little bit at the end as he tries to fight inside. His market share adjusted production, big school, everyone eating on that defense, and he did it at a young age, puts him in the 64th percentile, which isn't terrible. We will take that. You'll take anyone over really 50, 55 percentile. In the first round, ideally, I want a guy that's in the 80th, 75, 80th, 90th, 99th percentile. Ideally, give me those guys. And I'm happy. But at 64, it's okay. Now, when we get into his PFF grading is where his production or his performance data really takes a big hit in our grading process. I want to see this play real quick. Okay, yeah. That's him just trying to defend the run. He has played a total of just under 1,200 snaps in his career, 400 versus the run, 770 versus the pass. His overall grading is just slightly above average. It puts him in the 59th percentile based on PFF. His pass rush grade puts him in the 30th percentile. Again, it felt like he was better against the run than it was a pass rusher. PFF agrees, counting all of his games over the last 3 years. His run defense grade puts him in the 92nd percentile. So again, I didn't know this stuff. I've glanced at the data, but based on the film we've watched in 1.25 games so far, 1.5 game, I think we would all agree he looks like a much better run defender than pass rusher. 92nd percentile for run defense, pretty good. His pressure rate, so how often does he get pressure per pass rush opportunity? 36th percentile. Again, that's pretty low. Shouldn't expect him to turn into a major pass rusher in the NFL. His pass rush win rate puts him in the 31st percentile. His sack hit rate, so how often does he actually get to the quarterback? Not just pressure, but get to him, hit him, sack him, right? Puts him in 32nd percentile. His true pass set, so we're talking obvious passing situations, actually getting the rush, no screens, no draws, no play action, just actually rushing, no blitzing. His grade in true pass set situation, 11th percentile. That's lower than everyone that's projected to go in the top 70, let's say. That's you don't want to be there. That's lower than Shamar Stewart. That puts him in the Shamar Stewart 30th percentile. Mykel Williams 11.6 percentile. His true pass set win rate. So how often does he win in these scenarios? Puts him in the 98th percentile. Super low. I mean, I'm trying to find out who's lower. There's a guy that's projected to be undrafted that's lower. So if the guy's getting drafted, he is the lowest win rate in true pass sets. We got a good run defense play here before I finish this off. Well, 71st percentile was the last one for batted passes. We've seen that. We noted that in these games as well. All right. Again, he gets inside. This is great leverage, body positioning, power, locking these guys out. Eyes in the backfield, sheds that guy, takes on the next one, throws him down. I mean, he's a wrecking ball versus the run. He definitely is. And you're gonna say, here's the profile, right? Great body, big program, great against the run. It seems to be a heady and aware player. Doesn't have the pass rush toolbox. Is he athletic enough? I'm gonna definitely want to see his testing and his agility. Is he athletic enough to be, because we didn't even get the flashes of a pass rusher. Is he athletic? Like Shamar Stewart, we saw him. For Mykel Williams, can he be that guy? Can we develop him into that guy? Even with Jalen Walker, I think you see more flashes of high-end athleticism than you get from Mykel Williams. So, a lot of projection here, a lot of hoping, a lot of we got to develop him into a pass rusher. But we know he's good against the run right now, and he's 20 years old. Nice inside move here to get a little pressure on the quarterback. He's on the right side. Let's see. Yeah, that's his thing. He'll dive and put his head down. Again, that's not a win with a move or anything like that. But of all the guys here, we have ages on pretty much everyone at draft day. So when they're drafted, how old will they be? Abdul Carter, 21.3 years old. We got a sack. Mykel Williams involved at all? I don't see him. He's all the way on the left side here. We'll get back to the ages in a second. No, he's just doing his job, letting everyone else eat. Abdul Carter, 21.3. Jalen Walker, 21.2. James Pierce, 21.5. Mykel Williams, 20.8 years old. Like we said, he'll be 21 very shortly after in June, I believe is his birthday. Shamar Stewart, 21.5. Nick Scorton, 20.7. One of the other ends that we didn't watch yet. Super young. Man, Mykel Williams gets dumped here at the end. He's all the way on the left side, all the way wide. Taking on that pulling guard. They stoned each other. And he dove for the ball. He didn't get dumped. He dove to try to make the tackle. And then, most of these guys are second and third rounders. Most of them, then the age starts to go up. It's if teams act like they don't look at age, they do. All the young guys are at the top of the draft at every position. It's an important thing. So that helps Mykel Williams here. But we all have to question, do we see enough from these guys? And I'm going to watch one more defensive end because he's been the most requested. We're going to watch Jack Sawyer, despite his ranking of 47th on the consensus board right now of all the internet rankings, which puts him in round 2 for the Bengals. We're going to watch him because I feel like he'll end up grading higher than a few of these guys here. And that's really what we care about. But for Mykel Williams, I'm giving him a 77 on my grading sheet. This is based on tape. We look at body type, athleticism, performance. Where are you at as a player? What do I think you can be? An 80 and above is a first round. 75 and above is round 3 to round 2, right? Round 2 guys are normally 79, 78, 77. To me, it looks like this. This is one of his better chances to rush from the edge here. We don't get too many, so let's highlight it while we can. Left side. He's going to try and knock that outside hand down. Doesn't do it. Now he's going for a rip. Can't do it. Got his arm locked up the whole time. Someone else is already winning somewhere else on that defensive line. Georgia looks like they're teeing off here on Notre Dame. Everyone's getting in the backfield. I'm excited to watch tight ends. I'm excited to watch safeties. I feel like I haven't watched corners fully in a couple years now since the DJ Turner pick. After you go Cam Taylor-Britt, DJ Turner, in back-to-back second rounds, you kind of get a little sour on watching corners. Not that I didn't like those players. I just mean you're unlikely to draft another one. So I'm excited to watch corner again, especially in the first round. I think the Bengals are still so open for any position in round one. I know everyone wants trenches, but if it's a tight end, I wouldn't be shocked. If it's a safety, I wouldn't be shocked. If it's a corner, would not be shocked. Dropping into coverage. All right. Look at Mykel Williams flip his hips. You guys see that? That looks good. That's very good. Flips his hips and runs. The blade goes the other way, so I'm going to keep it moving. But I want to watch, after we watch the DNs, I'm going to watch interior offensive linemen. And this includes tackles, offensive tackles that would play guard for the Bengals, which is almost all of them. It's funny watching these plays over again after watching Jalen Walker. And I'm sure we'll come back and watch them again because Georgia has a ton of prospects. It might be Starks, right? Malachi Starks is his name at safety. I even see 17 at safety. Jackson, maybe? Make a ton of plays or makes a lot of tackles. There he is, actually. Perfect. He was at the Senior Bowl, I believe. That's the same guy. Late round pick, undrafted type. Maybe he tests like a great athlete and gets himself drafted earlier. I hate being in no man's land as a DN when they do that. Those jet motions leave you unblocked. Almost wins around the corner here. Let's see. Does he win with a hand? On the left side, our left side. That was a solid circle. Now, again, he's reading the run or trying to get in the lane. I'd love to see him actually rush. It's going to be such an unknown for whoever drafts him of, can he be this? You'll probably cut up the tape and say, yeah, here's your 80 times he's actually rushed the passer this year. Make an evaluation on a first-round pick based on that. And it's a clean swim move there. Over 54 at left tackle, right? Knocks that arm. No, you can't get it off of him. That arm still ended up being around him. I don't know what the flag is on there. It's an interesting play. It's like a sprint option, but nobody can go upfield, right? O-line can't go upfield. Again, Mykel Williams fighting on the edge, trying to hold his guy up. Right side again. Got two blockers holding him up pretty well. He's a pain in the butt against the run, no doubt about it. Like, this is an example. He just can't win with his hands, right? Like, they just don't land. Here he is at D tackle going against the left guard for Notre Dame. Clear that. Here we go. All right, you got to swat that outside hand, then inside, and neither of those hands land and affect the blocker. Right over 74, left side of our screen. Get that arm off you. Get it off. You can't. Like I started with Nolan Smith, though. He was a very good run defender and an athlete. And if I can, what does being a very good run defender tell me? Number one, you're willing, you're strong, you're tough, you know where the ball is, You know how offenses are trying to attack you, and you can decipher and play it quickly. You'll run through a brick wall, right? To be a cog in the defense. Those are good qualities to have in a football player. And then you tell me he's young and athletic, and I understand why. Shamar Stewart when we were talking about him, he had a 90 grade for PFF against the run this past year. Teams are going to convince themselves on that and say, you know what, it's worth us banking on him becoming a better pass rusher. Despite we pulled up that production chart right at the end of the Shamar Stewart video, and it shows where all these guys are. I'll pull it up at the end of this, I guess, and we'll highlight where Mykel Williams is on that. Run going the other way. I'll skip that. Nothing there again. Looks like Notre Dame's just trying to run clock. It's 23-10. So Williams just getting a chance to defend the run here. And he does. I mean, he's doing his job. He's pushing this guy backwards. If you want to see him there, I wanted to get to him because it's one of the last few plays we'll get to evaluate. He's at this spot right here, if that's enough circles for you. So he's still going. He's still fighting. Inside again. Oh, completely misdirection. Nobody saw it, and it's a first down. Notre Dame. 3 minutes left now. This is probably the last play. He's at right defensive end, and the run goes the other way. So nothing there. Let's pull up that chart and just look at his data profile and where he stacks up against this class and some past guys as well. All right, we already talked about where Shamar Stewart is, right? He's right here in yellow. We'll do orange for the rest. Mykel Williams, so all the way down here. It's not where you want to be. And yes, Trevon Walker has had 10 sacks 2 years in a row, another Georgia prospect. Miles Murphy, we talked about him being right here. Guys like Joseph Osai was right here. I want to say Sam Hubbard would be like right there. Carl Lawson would have been about right here. And Trey Hendrickson would have been about right here. So give you an idea of if you're drafting a pass rusher, where they stack on some recent guys. I want to say Cam Sample would have been down here. So are you taking a guy like Mykel Williams in the first round if he's way down here? How can you? And I know Trevon Walker just had 10 sacks 2 years in a row, but he's got the most cleanup sacks in the entire league over the last 2 years. You're still banking on all of these guys. You're still swimming in the pool of all these guys, right? These are just former first-round picks. So Nolan Smith would also be down here. So there are guys down here that have succeeded. But you take that risk in round 2, right? Do you take that at 17? I don't know how you can. So when we get to, we'll probably do Scorton and Jack Sawyer. At least they're in the right bucket, right? If we're looking for if these all these guys are gone, and we don't expect Princely to be gone, so I can't wait to get to him as well. And maybe we will, and maybe that's more of a second rounder, or maybe he tests really well, and we have to talk about him at that spot. But we're still hoping Green or Pierce are there. And then if we have to start digging in the Mykel Williams, Landon Jackson, Kyle Kennard, Shamar Stewart grouping, I don't want to be there. I don't want to do that. So that's where I fall. So I'm out on Mykel Williams at this point at pick 17 for the Bengals. That leaves us only just a few guys so far. Like I said, James Pierce, Mike Green. I like Derek Harmon. I like Walter Nolan. Those 4 so far I would take at 17. I know you may, what about Kenneth Grant? What about this guy, that guy, that guy? At this point, I would not take them. but we're hoping to fill out this list. We can't just have 4 guys, 4 targets. But hopefully we get a couple tight ends in there, maybe a safety, maybe a couple offensive linemen or a few. And now we've got a group of 10 or 12 guys that we would want at pick 17. And that is the process. Corners also might be a corner we're taking. And that's the process and how we get to where we need to be to have enough players that are worthy of the pick for the Bengals at pick 17. This has been Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. Until next time, Uday.
Hey, Dave Lapham here. While games are over for the season, there's no off-season for the First Star Media Group or First Star Logistics. Join me in the trenches and Joe Goodberry of Bengals on the Brain here on the First Star Media Group YouTube channel. First Star Logistics gave away great prizes during the season, which will continue with exclusive content and special giveaways during the off-season. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to help us continue to grow the channel.